streaming right now. What's going on? All right. Welcome back, everyone. I am somewhat still tired. Actually, first and foremost, happy Mother's Day from us here in the United States, especially to my wife, who is going through her first Mother's Day. So that's kind of cool. Um, yeah, I have not been playing in about a week and a half. Long story short, this past week I've been on a cruise with the family, so that was kind of nice. We went to Alaska. Actually, I've posted a photo on Twitter that my wife took of the solar storm. I was sleeping at the time because I was too lazy to get up, but luckily she took the photos for us. Rather than playing the last list that I kind of settled on, I wanted to play a card that caught my eye specifically from Vintage, uh, namely Caustic Bronco. Now, this is the card that during spoilers I thought was kind of interesting because it's sort of like a Dark Confidant, but uh, you need to go through the attack step, which is admittedly worse. However, it's a 2/2, so it lives through Orcus Bowmaster, so I think in our world we can live with our one drop getting Bowmasters because at least we're ahead on mana. I think getting a 2 drop hit by Bowmasters probably is a pretty severe trade, I would say, right? Like it's even on mana, but they keep 2/1/1s. Um, but the nice thing about this is the saddle is actually very easily satisfied in this deck as well. Granted, there's a lot of life loss, but I've never been one to shy away from life loss. I think Snuff Out's probably too good not to play. I think there's a chance this number, assuming it's good, might be wrong too. Maybe 4 is not the right number, even if it's good. But anybody who's played during the Dreadhorde Arcanist era knows that a card advantage engine by itself is very good if you can fulfill the requirements, right? Uh, I cut. I moved 2 endurance to the sideboard and then cut the pick your poison just to test. Obviously, I just kind of threw the sideboard together for testing reasons, but let's see how it goes. I guess I'm more so. I just want to play 4 copies to see how it feels than anything else. I think it's more interesting than. I think this is more interesting than playing a known list. Hey, Joff, how's it going? Yeah, there is a decent chance I would be very rusty right now too because, like I said, I've not played in like over a week, so we'll see. The good thing is like I kind of have low expectations. If it doesn't go well, it doesn't go well. And like I said, I just threw this list together literally 5 minutes before the stream. I'll go through my thought process. I think that's like one nice thing about me taking a break from MTGO for the last roughly 10 days. Uh, my perspective will be somewhat fresh, even if I'm rusty. I would imagine there's going to be less tunnel vision tonight, but probably more mistakes. Something interesting is going on here. That kind of scares me. I feel like they're on combo, but I could be wrong. So I went down to one more trade because I think if I'm testing Bronco, I do want the second Bayou. Um, I would guess nothing gets banned, but some players are very unhappy with the current state of Legacy, either Grief and or Bowmaster. So we'll see. If it were me personally, I don't think banning makes sense when Modern Horizons 3 is literally on the horizon, pun not intended. But you know, if you like I said, if it were me, I probably wouldn't ban anything just because Modern Horizons 3 is around the corner, and I don't think anything from a power level perspective needs banning anyways. But if you force me to ban a card, I mean, I think the card would be Grief personally because I think it's got pretty awful play patterns, and I think people are just sick of it. But that's me. My guess is no ban, but I don't know. And I think the bans. Our deck is actually different than I think the Glimpse of Nature days in that we're fairly resistant to meta changes now because of the way the deck is built. Okay, so I think they're gonna echo here, but we'll see. They've just like vomited their hand. I think we're playing against TES. Left Coast San Francisco is our opponent. Uh, Maybe this is somebody like from the Bay Area. They so that's one advantage that they have. Given that we live with Arbor, they don't need to play Veil. I think if you're ultra conservative, maybe you cast Veil anyways to force it through. But I think if your opponent leads with Green Sun for Arbor, it's probably unlikely that they're on Force Will. I'm happy that we have the Mindbreak traps though. That's kind of nice. I don't think we had the Bronco in hand, so it's not like we could have Endurance anyways. Still no. Well, we have Endurance here, and they've gone through I think 2 echoes. Yeah. Well, to be fair, one of them was off of Burning Wish. All right, we're just dead here. Nothing we could have really done, to be honest. Why didn't they just tendrils us? Why did they beseech? Oh, I see. Interesting. Maybe they just want a higher count. It seems very strange, but I mean we're dead anyways. I don't know why they didn't just tendrils us on the burning west unless they don't have it in the sideboard. Maybe that's one explanation. All right, I'm glad I have this, and I'm trying to think how I would board here against our opponent. I don't think this is a matchup for Bronco. Like, sure, I draw a card, but like, I think I'd rather just kill my opponent. Excuse me. Force might be like my opponent. My opponent said they're newer to Legacy. That's fine. I actually think, in general, and maybe this will backfire if they know like the way I play. I actually generally think these kind of decks don't really go to the graveyard against us. So I actually try to one up them and just like board out all my graveyard hate. I think maybe we just do that. It can kill with hoof if anything. Is there argument between like I still want a reclaimer because you can still like shut off the graveyard and develop your board simultaneously. But we'll just roll with this and see. Like more so, just want to test tonight. One advantage of Bronco is like you have a higher density for those who are struggling against maybe control. This is probably it's probably okay, I think. Did I board and force? I think I did, yeah. Like fairy at least is like like there's equity there, like 1 for 1. Actually, what am I saying? Like you don't have to hold a green pitch is what I mean. I said that kind of sloppily. I think we just want ramp here. Reclaimer is not bad. Well, if they go turn 1 sees us, they take the jailer, and I think we just slam the artisan then. So I think that's the take. And they also have that Song of Creation too. Also, like I said, there is a chance, let's just say it's even good, that maybe 4 is not the right number. One thing I don't like, and maybe it just takes time to solve, is I don't really like having to cut my disenchant effects. I don't think it matters much here, but like it can, I guess the Saga decks in particular. So I might have to like move stuff around to figure it out if it's good, even good. If it's not, then that's easy, right? kind of feel. I mean, I feel like we're gonna get turn one here. Maybe is. Do they just always go for a turn one? I feel like, especially a new player, which our opponents said they are, I feel like they always just go for it, just don't play around anything. But I could be wrong. It's that or Molten Thoughtseize slash Mindbreak Trap. And I think, like, at least Thoughtseize should be on our opponent's mind. So maybe they keep, like, a hand that's resilient to Thoughtseize. Nice, okay. Keep that on top. It feels like our opponent probably has removal. But we'll see. I think we're to go Seize into Artisan into land drop, bash for one, and hope that goes the distance. Hope they don't top deck whatever they need. So when I was walking my dog earlier today, the way I theorized it was, if we have a haymaker in the matchup, namely Jailer or Collective, probably keep in the Artisan. Otherwise, in these combo matches, then you could just bore them out. Sure, they probably just mill with everything. They put it on top. Interesting. They can technically cast a song next turn. It's just like, do I care? Is the only thing. They can't echo us, so I don't even think I care about LED. What do we like really care about here? Maybe the song. They can cast it, cast LED, and maybe try to draw. Are they writ here, or what are they getting? They can Burning Wish for removal, but we can't stop that regardless. Yeah, maybe we. This is kind of tricky. We'll try that and see how it goes. They have already the mana they need, and they can't echo, so that's like one thing. They can't Burning Wish though, but I don't know their sideboard well enough to know if they have Disenchant for the Jailer into another Burning Wish. Maybe we're just supposed to just take one wish. Yeah, part of me now kind of wishes I, pun unintended, I take the wish because the first wish can probably disenchant the jailer, and then the second one maybe echoes. Well, maybe that's asking a lot too, for what it's worth, right? Because they gotta go wish into removal and still have the mana needed, right? Dark Writs is what +2. That's 5 mana. Yeah, I guess that's asking a lot. Our opponent just said, "Damn, that jailer is messing them up." Oh, they got a second LED. Interesting. What are they gonna do? Did they just tap wrong? No, there we go. I think they're gonna hard cast like Echo or something. Hey, GOD Jared, how's it going? Or just Jared, I guess. Alright, they just conceded. I think maybe they screwed up. I don't know. Yeah, in hindsight, I don't even know what's correct, to be honest. There's argument for multiple choices here. Like I said, I'm just not gonna play around graveyard hate. Like they see green, they tend to play around it anyways. I'm gonna let them do the work for us. Hey Harry, how's it going? This is literally my first game slash match with it, and I haven't played in over a week and a half. So just yeah, coming back on the stream. Um, I feel like we keep. I'm not like thrilled about this. Yeah, that's the idea at least. We'll see how it goes. Obviously this is not a matchup for it. I don't think we can just mold to like Obviously, this is like this once is not great, but I think we have to keep because I believe just more aggressively. Yeah. So this matchup, I don't think is a matchup for it. But we'll see. Also, like I mentioned beforehand, also congrats to Harry by the way on the top eight at the 7K event for the Rumble Cancer event, hosted by Jarvis and I'm not sure who the other person is, but yeah, I am returning from vacation, oof, and essentially I saw the Bronco was in I think so. We're gonna go C's on one. On two, we can ramp, I guess, and then but that doesn't do anything. I think we just take the artisan and just like see how it goes from here. Take the burning wish. Otherwise, they can go like pedal, pedal, opal, wish, relay, and then we're just like screwed. That's pretty good. Do I ramp here or do I not? Yeah. I think we just go artisan. We can still oof next turn if need be. What? Hopefully on the stream I can saddle and then like flip Atraxa and deal 7 or something. That'd be pretty sweet. Obviously that's like the high end, right? All right. I don't think they have creatures, but if they do, they got us. And they have lethal actually right now. So if they like tap out or something, why do they have multiple Beseiju? Interesting. We got the kill if undestructed here. I got the arbor because I needed a pitch. But this should be Exacxies. We lose a chain of vapor, but I think our hand is pretty bad. Then we have to go for it. So my, you know, so hey, how's it going, Fish Duggery? Yeah, like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I kind of like threw this list together 5 minutes before. I saw some vintage lists had been doing well with the Bronco, and I still have PTSD from Dread Horde, so I figured, well, if it was good against me, maybe it's good in our deck. Uh, Even if it's good, I somehow doubt maybe four is the correct number because it doesn't work particularly well with Exalted if you draw multiples, but maybe that's a, a good problem to have. I don't know. No Saga because I needed to make room. And specifically, I cut the Shepherd. I don't think Shepherd makes sense when I'm adding four black cards main. Also, I cut the. This one was hurt me to do, but I also cut the boots, even though they're good with Bronco. Maybe I should add them back. But long story short, I wanted to maximize the amount, so I would just see it more in this league, just to get a feel. Um, to be fair, it like pained me to have to move endurance to the sideboard, just because I feel like I'm not having force of will main now, like the green force, right? And then I'm down to like one disenchant in this like list I threw together because I wanted to keep the Mindbreak trap, which I didn't draw, but would have helped. The issue I see, at least from a theory perspective, is we just have less room for sideboard cards if I do it this way. But our main deck's gonna be like, in theory, better against something like a D&T where endurance doesn't do anything. Maybe that's not worth it, but I thought it was interesting enough to try. Only because I kind of know what the floor of the deck is already, and I think we're just trying to increase like the power level now, right? Um, it's more threats, which I like. It plays nicely with Exalted, which I like. Black main deck is not something I like, but if the power level is there, it's still worth it. Um, I think a question I get asked a lot is like, why no Bowmasters? Uh, the one of the issues that it shares with Bronco is it requires black mana. They have that in common. But one issue that Bronco doesn't have is I've found that card to be very situational personally. And this is like really secretly a combo deck. You don't really want these situational cards, at least for me, where I'm like holding it because I'm trying to like hit an X1 or something. Or like imagine pairing two depths and then drawing it where your card basically has no text, right? Or like lands or any of these ancient tomb decks where Bowmaster just do anything. Yeah, so that is accurate. So for those who don't know, Harry actually his first two leagues with the well with an iteration of Cradle were like both 5-0s, and um, this deck does top deck a lot. That problem has been like a little bit fixed, or not fixed, but mitigated a little bit with the addition of Mortuary. Um, our opponent is usually on Goblin Stompy, and this hand is asking to lose. So I think I'm gonna have to shift this back. Not great, but are we gonna go to? The problem is like they're on the play, and I, I think every time I play this person, they've been on Goblin Stompy. Is this gonna get there? Also, probably not. Like outside of a cheesing a game with Oof, but we have no ramp. And then what's our play like? Reclaimer into Artisan or into Oof seems kind of slow. Obviously, if they have Lackey turn one, Reclaimer gets then a lot better. But this is all like arguably a mole already. So let's go down again. This is like way better. Chalice. Sure. Um, One nice thing about, or not nice thing about, not having the Shepherd in this deck is at least now I know for sure I don't need the one spot sign. As funny as that sounds. What's going on here? Chalice on 2. Alright, I better do it now. None of these cards. Chalice on 2 is super annoying. I don't. Well, the natural order plan now. Interesting. I think yes and no, right? Like, I think we just shut their mana. Like, sure, we could have got Shepherd there, put the Reclaimer, but then what? A little awkward because we could have hard casted, I guess, the Endurance if that were the Endurance. Okay, sure. Guess it didn't matter. I cannot believe they have Shepherd Chalice on 2. That's like pretty good. No, it doesn't work with Bronco. Although Bronco's one of the cards that replaced it, or I should say, it's one of the cards that got cut to make room for Bronco. Like we're all in, unfortunately, kind of on natural order. Don't see how we're winning this game otherwise. No, I'm not sure we're beating this card, like quite frankly, either. To be honest. Uh, we already shuffled our deck with Green Sun, so we can just like thin, I guess. I don't think there's anything we could have really done against this. One question I get asked a lot is like, what are the benefits of playing our deck versus like Harry's list, which is probably I think the closest, which is probably the closest uh, thing to our deck, like because he has the combo kill in the Reclaimer, Um, and I think Wasteland would be the reason. So potentially Wasteland can shut off our opponents. It doesn't really matter, but essentially we didn't really get to play Magic this game here. All right, let's pack it up. That's it. All right. I think the force is probably fine. I don't like endurance. It's way too slow. I think this is a snuff out matchup. Like if they moon us, they moon us. Don't think we can play around it. We have one. We're brought out the hoof. Like we don't. We're gonna dare them to beat attracts them, which we don't think they can. Everything else I think is like reasonable. Notably with the Bronco, the black count is higher. So if you want to be adventurous and play something like a Force of Despair or Grief, those are options. I think that's about it. I'm like sometimes tempted to bring in Thoughtseize against this kind of deck, but not when they're main decking. So we don't have Snuff Out, but we do have a collective. I think we keep. I don't think we just mold to Snuff Out. The effects of having black cards main were already felt there, right? Um, what do we do here? I think there's like two lines. We can go Reclaimer into Reclaimer, or play Collective. I think I just want to do that. Let's see what they do. We're gonna throw like this. The nice thing about having natural order in your deck is, even if you don't have it in hand, you threaten it anyways. Maybe they have to sweep regardless. Chalice on one. Sure. Hmm. It's kind of brutal here. I'm gonna run this into the Chalice to grow the Artisan. Actually, I should have sequenced it maybe differently. Yeah, I screwed that up. And then it like my opponent had it too. I should have attacked first. All right, we're probably just dead here. We could have got extra damage in. I doubt my opponent would have I doubt my opponent would have done anything in response to the thing triggering. I mean, if they did, then an artisan would have been bigger. Jesus. Okay. Okay. Nice. Oh my god. Losing this chalice is kind of brutal. Part of the reason I added Bronco is for that not to happen. Oh, we are dead. Yep, that's a wrap. It wouldn't matter because coming in for at least a 3 here. Uh, More or less 2 non-games. Something to keep in mind, I guess. For what it's worth, I don't think the Shepherd would have mattered. Like, I think the real mistake was not sequencing correctly. Obviously, if my opponent plays correctly, I think giving them the benefit of the doubt that they would, it wouldn't have mattered. They would have just waited anyways. They still taken extra whatever it would be, 2 damage or 3 damage from the Clark and then kill the. Well, I guess they can't kill both, right? Yeah, I should have attacked with the oof. It gets exalted. They can't kill both on the same turn. But they can kill the next turn, or on their turn, I should say. I think here we let this resolve. One thing I was afraid of when I was thinking about Bronco is I actually don't want that reanimated. So that is like one problem with this card. They may like seize it and then reanimate it, and I'm not sure we're bringing a Dreadward or close to it, depending on their hand, obviously. Yeah. Sure. Very interesting line of play. I guess it's the Cradle. One thing I notice right now is like needing the black is a real cost. I think they take the natural order. Yeah, so instead of tunnel visioning into the cradle there, maybe I just take the land and then get the Bronco online. Oh, what am I doing? I should have binned it because I had the black source anyways. I'm playing too fast here. That was bad. All right, to atone for that, now I'm gonna have to like. I know what's on my draw step, so that's bad. Should not have done that. See, I gave up extra 2 damage there, like just bad by me. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But endurance actually was a pretty decent top there. High start. I mentioned that at the beginning of the stream. Long story short, I would bet no, but it wouldn't shock me if they banned either Grief or Bowmasters. I personally don't think any of the cards are worth banning, but um, we're not gonna give them a choice. Yeah, I don't think so either personally, but I know people don't like playing against Grief, which I get. Bowmasters, I think it's a little overrated personally. Sure. Mm, they want to trade. I think I'm fine with that. I think so. My opinion on that is I just think so too many people treat Bowmasters as if it's Hullbreacher when it's not, and they just like play scared and not into it. But I don't want to open a can of worms. Like I don't think I'm gonna change people's minds, and I don't think they're gonna change my mind. Like every time I play Bowmasters, at least from this deck, it's felt like it's like the worst card in the deck, which is why I cut it, right? All right. Let's do this. I think Fairy, maybe you can get them on a reanimate, but otherwise kind of bad. I think I like Seas because like Agent's probably the scariest card. Yeah, so there's that, right? It sucks because Thalia has been such a pillar of this format for a while, and you don't get player as much because at least with a one drop, you can rationalize. Well, we're ahead on tempo. Like you can't say that with Thalia because it's 2 mana for 2 mana. Whereas if they kill Noble Hierarch, like you're still ahead on mana. If you can leverage that, then it's not really that bad for us, I guess. What am I cutting here? So the thing about Bronco now is like I like all these cards. Definitely some. There's definitely some mapping issues I'm noticing. Maybe we don't need C's. As crazy as that sounds. Just play one endurance. Maybe that's okay. Yeah, especially since mom like it's almost feels like even when it's it doesn't get killed, it's almost like you're down a card. Uh, I should have boarded this out. What am I doing? The, it's probably a mole, anyways. We're gonna take the chance we're gonna get like. I actually think dorks are really good because, like I said, if you can leverage the tempo, then in some ways it can work for you. Oh my god, they're gonna agent us. I don't think I care about that card. Well, I take that back. We care about that card, but like it would have been much worse if the opponent had like agent. Oh my god. Well, the good news, I guess, is we get our Cradle, but the bad news. So this being black is like it's starting to be an issue. But we'll see. Um, I'm just gonna spam here, right? They waste our that way. If they waste our Cradle, we're probably okay. Their clock is reasonably quick though. There's a set the waste that we're talking about. Uh, so we're down to 6. Sorry, 8. Jesus. I might have to just chump block with that Bronco. I can't even because it has menace, right? Jeez. Okay, I chump block gets 4 damage. We go to 5 presumably. We can also chump block this way. No, we can't. If we do it the other way, one of them lives, and we go to five. The problem is like, is that a winning line? I think I've reached my verdict in match three on this card. It's not great when we're behind. If they have a push, so be it. I don't think we're winning from here. We can take one more attack. We draw a land. Maybe Grist stabilizes too. There's the land. Uh, they bowmasters are Grist. Thank you for taking that, Harry. Smells like agent. Do we do it now? Probably. If they have it, they have it. Yeah, I think they have it. That's okay. They get a land, and then we kill the agent here. They should have done it on their end step, so we waste their mana. Mm, so the question here is like, do we plus? I think so. So it lives. Sure. Probably names insect. Yeah. So Bronco here is kind of nice, like just chump blocking the agent. That's kind of funny. Mm, I should have done that, but it's okay. I'm not playing the best right now, but not sure it would matter. I should have, like I said, pinged the Bronco, but I'm not sure it really matters. I think we're in control from here. Smell like bowmasters. Actually, that can't be true because they would have hit the Grizz. I, again, I should have rotated Cradle for Cradle. Uh, yeah, I should have. I'm playing really softly right now. I should have hit the agent and the engineer response. I played like really softly, but it didn't matter. All right, I'll be right back. I think I've made my mind on Bronco already, but it has two matches left to redeem itself. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I think so far, two things have been very apparent. Uh, three, I guess. If I want to do a positive, um, let's queue up the league first, the match. The first thing is black is definitely not free, and it's one of the reasons, not the only one, why I cut Bowmasters from our list. It's just you don't really, you're very inconvenienced when it happens. The second thing is when we're behind, it's a little problematic, right? Like you don't really want to attack, and 2-2 is not the worst body, but definitely not ideal. Like the 2-2 body trading with the engineer, like was okay, but not. I can see where that hurts us in the future. Not to mention we're losing sideboard spots, right? We could. We don't have the well, that's not entirely true. I was gonna say we don't have the infrastructure to support the grist. I'm not the glimpse, but that's not entirely true. We could technically get away with it because of Cradle. It's just and the dorks. I think here just take the artisan, right? The payoffs, but oh. Also, I don't follow Magic too closely. Is tomorrow a scheduled banned and restricted regardless, or like how does that work these days? I know the old thing used to be like, this is a while ago, but like outing myself like age wise, but um, probably if you're putting Heritage Trade. What's going on here? Maybe this draws out force. I forgot what I was gonna say now. Oh, yeah, the banner update. Like I know a long time ago, it used to be like every set, right? There's gonna be an announcement, and then you just wait until the next set. Now it just seems kind of random to me, but again, I don't pay attention to that very closely. Like, ugh, okay, we're just dead, I guess. Hey, Nigo, how's it going? Would have been rewarded potentially if I like went turn one reclaimer, but we didn't know for sure what our opponent was on. Oh, interesting here. So it's like a combination of both now. Wasteland Days, Reanimate, Animate, Dead, Bowmasters. Huh, that's interesting. So, I'll just pass. Um, ugh. This is one of those situations where like it'd be nice to have that Shepherd in the deck. So that's another reason, right? Force the natural order through. But I think I've already reached my verdict, like I said. It's it's kind of annoying when you play against a graveyard deck and you just didn't know, so you didn't lead with Reclaimer. Yeah, Shepard's on vacation today. Wow, they didn't go for the Artisan, which is interesting. Sure, I guess. Actually, I should have once in response. Now I'm regretting it. Yeah, that I'm regretting it now. I should have once. If they daze me, that's fine. Sure. Ugh, that's not what I want to see. So the good thing is like pretty quick league. I think we reached our verdict. For those who are curious who what I would play, it's essentially my latest 5-0 more or less. Sure. Definitely the part that I hate moving in. Well, we'll see what they do first. Okay. All right. Now we did. The good thing is, I think there's room for everything though, for what it's worth. Let's take all of this out. Collective. Actually, we want the jailer too. Yeah, so the mapping is off, like I said too, right? So that's another problem that I would have to fix. Obviously, if the power level is there, or then then you just take the time to fix that. But here, yeah, I don't know if we want that reanimated. Actually, I should have. Um, this is like kind of a dicey keep. We need to hit a land drop here, kind of badly, but we'll see. Brainstorm. Yeah. One of the nice benefits of the old Glimpse or the Reclaimer Glimpse builds was you typically want to lead with Reclaimer on one anyways. A little bit different here, and whenever we get paired into a graveyard deck like we did in the first game, we get punished, right? Because if you go Reclaimer on one and you get paired in a graveyard deck, you probably just win. But we didn't know, so we did differently. Now, obviously, it has other perks that are nice, namely, the hierarchs just in general play really well with Green Sun as a hate bear. So against something like Storm, obviously you're rewarded, right, for that line. Hmm. Seems like they hid. They have a borrower. That's like kind of annoying. Animate. The way we get well, the way we get punished here is like if they hit a reanimate on top. Oh, the borrower is like kind of annoying. We take the Entomb, they don't have another way to pitch. The Troll, like, I think we can beat. I think we take the Borrower, actually. And then dare them to have it. Like, we could be the troll. If they want to, like, grief our endurance and then go for a troll line, we can beat it. Alright, they don't have it. The reanimate on top. Sure. Oh, interesting. They took away the green sun to open up the door. Interesting. Land drop here would be fantastic. That's exactly what I was looking for. So question here is, we can open up our deck doing this. I should have actually played the other hierarch, because then I would have access to black still. Like, they can't cut me off black. So a little sloppy. The punish here is like wasteland into animate dead. I'm like really surprised that they. I guess they didn't want us to deal with their troll via Gris. Um, so they have that now. Interesting. I think on this board state now we have to do it. Because there's too much pressure and we don't know our next card anyways. We lose to like into like animate dead, but like we can only play around so much at this juncture. Here the Saga package would be pretty neat. Right, just to like. can animate the troll now. Sure. Huh. I actually think this matchup's kind of easy, but keep in mind our deck list is different at the moment. Do we trade here? I feel like we do. They can kill that if they want. I should have got the mortuary. That was a mistake. Like I'm making too many mistakes right now. This would be for 5. Yeah, that was a bad mistake by me. Not getting the mortuary there. Could have skipped this and been a card deeper if I'd done that correctly. I played. I was pretty rusty tonight. Did not play very well. Like not just this game, but just in general. I think we probably lose. It feels like they have a Bowmasters and they're just gonna fog the board. Yikes. Yeah. What the hell's going on? Interesting. But yeah, I still stand by my comment earlier. I just didn't play very well there, and what's called it? I'm testing the Bronco too, which is pretty bad. Welcome everybody from Tony's stream. Thank you for the raid, Tony. Appreciate it. Here are my socials again. I'm testing Caustic Bronco today. It's been pretty underwhelming. Alright, we're not getting there. So the not getting the mortuary was pretty huge. Um, Here's my list for tonight. Thanks, Tony. Hope you had a good stream. I just jammed four of these in just to see. They have been seeing some play in vintage and modern, so I figured I'd give it a chance here in Legacy as a pseudo Dreadhorde. Couple problems with this card. One of the issues for those of you just coming in, similar to Orcus Bowmasters, being black is not free, and it really messes with your mana slash sequencing. Hmm, I guess we'll try it. Number two, it's not something I really want to draw when I'm behind. And I guess a small point number three is you kind of lose your sideboard space too because I have to move the endurance to the sideboard. So a couple different problems with this card. But I kept this hand right now because I would keep this on six and then maybe it can do something, right? But the real issue is like the play patterns that I like for this deck is for the most part this deck is immune to Wasteland, especially game one. And I don't want to really fetch Bayou turn one because I drew open with Bronco. I think I foresee that being a problem with the zombie that got previewed for Modern Horizons 3, White of the Reliquary. So I see that as a potential issue for that card too. Like after playing with this a little bit right now, and playing with Bowmasters before. This is what I mean, right? Like with this hand, you're kind of priced into fetching bottom turn one. It's not really something I want to do, especially game one. Now, if the power level is there, like I don't mind, but I'm not sure it is for this card. I don't even think Bowmaster's good enough for what it's worth. So, as a measuring stick. Looks like we're playing against like some kind of control deck where this might be pretty good now. Um, mhm. We can play through days here, I guess. Yeah, I think they have to kill that thing. This is probably exactly the matchup for Bronco for what it's worth. Like, it's a must kill, right? Another thing I can see is like maybe just run two of them. It's just like more threats, right? Maybe not four. But I think I would just trust my deck to beat control. Looks like Jeskai. I'm tapping this way because I know I'm not gonna. Ooh, that's a hell of a. I know I'm gonna already use the mana in case. That's a must force if they have it. Yeah. Looks like Esper colors. So probably have like the pest control, not instead of Jeskai. If they have Bowmasters, I think they should have already played it, but that's me. We don't have the Saga in the deck, so that's kind of annoying. I don't think I'm running this Arbor in, but I think everything else is like reasonable. There's no way they're running Superiority. Oh, interesting. Would not have pegged that, but that works, I guess. I guess that would be reason for me to run in the Arbor there. Or, sorry, not run in the Arbor. To cast the Artisan main phase. As again, like I'm not playing particularly well tonight. Maybe it doesn't matter. We'll see. If I just played the Artisan main deck there, I'm sorry, main phase there, first main phase, I think this game is probably already over. But because I did not, this game is now closer than it needs to be. Yeah, if I had played better, this game would already be over. And I think, well, we'll see. Actually, I think Murktide here. Actually, I think we win. Get a second arbor. Presumably they have swords. They can block and like swords their own thing, I guess. Yeah, I think that the swords their own Murktide region here. And did not. I played like to be honest, like pretty bad all of these games. Some of which I won anyways, and some of which I lost regardless. But don't be sloppy like me. The rust for the week off or week and a half off is like really showing. All right. I guess this list. I don't think I'm gonna cut the endurance. It was like okay there, but like not. I don't think. I think post pro we just do better. Um, I'm just not gonna respect their graveyard. I know they have Murktide region, but like, who cares, right? I'm just gonna try to go over the top of them. I think this game here, this match here actually is one where the Bronco is pretty good, and it forced removal both games, right? I mean, not both games, both Broncos there. Force removal is what I meant to say. Not having the saga was like kind of relevant though, but granted, these pest control decks line up okay against saga, so there's that. More so than anything else, I think the haste is probably relevant from the boots. Really funny. It's like a almost a mode of five already, but the five is like very good. Ponder probably, maybe yeah. I would guess ponder. Off chances seize, but a couple of things that were missed also is besides Saga, even if it wasn't Saga, just having the second mortuary would have been nice, like here and there. Maybe it's a Bowmaster's here. Interesting. I would not have guessed that. We can play around this. I'm not too scared about that. The dress down is kind of hard to play around though. Really? Did they just top deck that? Jesus, they did. God dang. That is annoying. I cannot believe they ripped the swords off the top though. That like threw a wrench in my plans. I don't think I care about Lavinia. It's like useless against us. Maybe they pest control here. We'll see. It's pretty medium if they do. I think they're going for it, yeah. Artisan or Bronco? Oof, that's both pretty good. I feel like the Bronco is better here. Plays around a dress down better. Oh, it's probably that, ugh, sure. Oh, we know their hand now. Well, mostly. What do we want here? This is lethal. If we have a creature. We don't. So here they have the Murktide. We didn't. Unfortunately, we had like a Trax in hand, as we always do. Did we just win again because of Exacxies? I think we might have. Ooh, that's brutal. Did they just draw all four swords? No, they have three, I guess, plus one ending. I really wish. I think my wish list for Modern Horizons 3 is some way to put Atraxa back into the deck. That is probably the dream. Hmm. They have the dress down waiting. that we know about. If they had removal, they would have already used it. The safe play is to get the artisan so that we can continue to do this. It would slow down the thing by a turn. If they find a prismatic ending, is problematic though. I think we go for the kill here and force them to dress down main phase. Alright, so we know the other card now. That's kind of insane that they have that. They have a 5/5, 13. Are we on the block? I think we do. Ugh, that is not what I want to see. Yeah, I did not foresee that happening. Alright, that's the nail in the coffin. I don't think we have an out, but we'll try. This being in the hand is just awful. We don't even have an out here. Did they just shuffle the dress down away? What the hell is going on? Not that it matters. Like we're. Yeah, they still have a dress down on top. And we have the thing that's gone already. I don't think there's an out. Do we care? Probably not. want one of these in the deck so we can green sun for it. I think they're not even on that Bowmaster, if I could be wrong. I don't think I've seen it. End step brainstorm. I wonder what's going on here. Maybe they feel like they need to find an answer for the artisan. That's my only guess. Otherwise, we're gonna start making grist tokens. Could be a prismatic. Nope. They're looking for the swords, I guess. Otherwise, this artisan's gonna take over the game. Why did they do that main phase? Oh, I sorry. I guess I was on the plane. Something I realized too is maybe the first Bronco is okay because like if our opponent deals with the grist somehow, then what do we get off the artisan? Is like something that does come up. Okay, sure. Now I kind of regret not. That's funny. I think we are gonna just start like slamming everything. Four. Feels like they have removal up. So just gonna attack. Actually, what I should have probably done is attack first and see how they respond. That thing has like no text against us. Sure. Do I even care? I'm not even sure we care, to be honest. But whatever. I'm keeping that on top. Ugh, dress down here would be annoying. Kind of what I expected, unfortunately. Actually, that was a mistake. I should, well, I guess it didn't matter. I should maybe cast the Artisan first, and then they don't draw into the force pitch or force itself. I don't think we care. Okay, it didn't matter. We're pretty ahead. Bronco actually pretty good in this matchup, I guess. But I think we usually beat control regardless. 3-2. I think Verdict is probably in. Here are my socials again. Okay, pretty. I know there's a 2-1 and a 2-1, but these matches like were not really that close. Like if I don't draw the Atraxa, I think we win the game 2 easily. And then I forgot what we played against here. Oh, it was test. They punted. A lot of the games are very like snowbally, I guess, if you want to use that. Like generally, I feel like the games are decided within the first few turns of the game. Um, my personal take is I thought the Bronco. Obviously, it was very good in this last game here, in the last match here. I don't want to really see it against the Ancient Tomb decks. I don't think, and I don't think I want to really see it against combo. Against Delver, we didn't play against it really. We didn't play against Delver. It's probably not as good as the other stuff we have. Against Rescaminator or Reanimator, probably not as well. So I guess if you need help against Control, it's probably reasonable. I think the first copy is like maybe okay because it gives you something to do. I guess you can just, but the thing is like Phoenards, you can just get more Phoenards in, right? Like, obviously this is card advantage. Yeah, maybe one at most. I didn't really like it personally. Here's what I would, here's what I'm at the moment. So play this main again to save sideboard spots. That this goes down to, and then do we want Saga in this matchup here? Like it would have been nice. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sure we like the thing is like drawing the Saga is like pretty awful. Um, yeah, maybe instead of the what is that thing called? The tree, not the tree. Sorry, the boots. You can play like a Bronco. The Shepherd. I don't like love the card. Sometimes it's like useful. Like when it's bad, it's real bad. Like maybe something like this. You play two of, and then just like fill out the rest of your deck essentially. I can see that, and then that gives you access to the pick your poisons again in the sideboard, which I would have liked to seen. The one thing also is like if people start playing pest control, I really don't like Shepherd. Like these are all cards that you kind of have to answer immediately, and if people play pest control, also the boots gets a lot worse. So maybe the Bronco like as a two of just like to fill up the rest of the deck. I think it was definitely at its best in the last match there. Kind of mediocre otherwise, but it's replacing cards that would otherwise be kind of mediocre. So maybe that's okay. All right. Anybody have any questions for me? I think that's kind of my first order feedback on Bronco. Definitely like the combo matchups. I didn't really want to see it, but it was for sure good against the control decks, right? Like it's a must answer. All right. If there's no other questions, I'll raid somebody here. Um, so okay, I'll raid the Big Friendly Gamer 1992. Here are my social. I posted my socials already again. Thank you everyone for hanging out tonight. And then it sounds like there were no questions. I think I didn't really like losing the sideboard slots, and black is not like free, but if it replaces kind of it depends. Like for me, if I don't play Bronco, I probably play Saga. I don't think I want more trade. Like making Reclaimer a threat is pretty good against control. Granted, if they're on pest control, like black versions, like this Esper one, it's a little bit worse. But in general, I think it's probably pretty good. Obviously Reclaimer is already good as is, so maybe you don't need extra help. Um, what this does do is just like a round, like your card's just higher card quality in general with Bronco, I think, and your mana base. You only have one mortuary and just like two bayous to cast it reliably. Probably better mana base than the two mortuary. Uh, there are times where I want the second mortuary, but I'm not sure it's enough where like then I can't cast my cards anymore. All right, I'm gonna go right now. Thanks for hanging out.